Welcome to the SmartKeys podcast. If you're a modern professional and you're feeling that constant pressure to deliver faster, smarter customer experiences, then this deep dive is for you. It's your essential strategy session. We are jumping straight into the new blueprint for operational excellence. It's a comprehensive SmartKeys analysis on customer service trends 2026, AI, self-service, and empathy. Our mission today really is to give you a strategic shortcut to understand how to turn support from, a necessary evil into a real retention and revenue machine.
And that strategic shift couldn't be more urgent. This is a board-level topic now. It's not just an operations checklist anymore.
Yeah.
The stakes are just incredibly high. Consumers today have almost zero tolerance for friction. We're looking at data showing 73% of consumers will actively switch companies after just a couple of frustrating interactions.
Just a couple. Wow.
Just a couple.
I think we all recognize that feeling, right? You reach a breaking point with a bad experience. But what concerned me most in the source material was this idea of silent churn. It sounds chillingly effective.
It is. It's the most insidious danger facing businesses today. The data indicates that 56% of customers who are dissatisfied, they just walk away.
You don't even complain.
They rarely complain. They don't file a ticket. They just vanish. So that means your internal metrics, like your complaint volume, might look fine, but your retention is just silently bleeding out. And with call and contact volumes predicted to rise, getting control of that operational pressure it's the difference between thriving and failing.
So if the customer is demanding speed and their loyalty is basically evaporating with every bad interaction, we need practical levers. We need to unpack how all these pieces, AI, self-service, omnichannel, empathy, how they interact to solve this. That's our roadmap for the next 15 minutes.
Okay, let's unpack the big story here. AI. The article makes it so clear that the role of artificial intelligence is, it's fundamentally changing. It's not just a fancy search bar anymore. We're moving from AI simply answering tickets 9 to actually achieving end-to-end resolution. Absolutely. The focus now is on radical efficiency. And that requires two distinct, powerful functionalities working in parallel. First, you have intelligent AI agents. These are the tools that handle the entire transaction flow, completely autonomously.
So not just a bot that gives you 3 options.
Exactly. We aren't talking about bots that just offer 3 fixed answers. These agents use complex context, they can access back-end systems, and they complete those high-volume repetitive tasks. Things like password resets, managing subscription changes, or just confirming a delivery status.
So they're taking the entire simple transaction off the human agent's plate. If you're thinking about deploying this, where do you even start? You can't just automate everything at once.
No, you start where the volume is highest and the risk is lowest. The advice is to pilot your highest volume, lowest complexity intents first. A successful deployment there immediately cuts handle time and, critically, reduces those repeat contacts, the ones where the customer has to come back because the first interaction failed. It's an immediate, measurable lift.
That addresses efficiency for the customer, but the report also highlights AI tools that assist the human team, making sure they stay productive and, crucially, less frustrated.
And that's the second pillar, AI co-pilots. Think of this as augmenting the human agent's intelligence. These tools operate in real time, behind the scenes. They're summarizing these dense, 15-email-long customer threads in 2 bullet points. They're drafting contextually appropriate responses instantly.
That thread summarization alone sounds like a massive boost to agent satisfaction.
Oh, it is.
Nobody wants to spend their first 5 minutes on a ticket just reading history.
Exactly. And it has a dual positive impact. The customer gets a higher quality response faster, and the agent spends their time on complex problem solving, which is far more rewarding than just, administrative triage.
And while we're focusing on digital, voice AI is also evolving, isn't it? It's moving beyond those clunky old IVR systems.
Yes. The key insight on modern voice AI is that customers actually prefer the interaction. If, and this is the critical caveat, if it speeds up the outcome. If the AI can accurately route the call, verify the user instantly, and handle that first layer, it contributes heavily to higher first contact resolution rates.
And that shift from just cost reduction to actual revenue generation, that's what really grabbed my attention. You mentioned HBR findings that AI can lift revenue by 6 to 10%. How does that work? How does support quality translate into that kind of revenue?
It's all about retention and loyalty, which translates directly into lifetime value. If you fix a problem quickly, seamlessly, and with low effort from the customer,
They stick around.
they're more likely to stay, to purchase more often, maybe even move to higher tier services. You have to track deflection for efficiency, sure, but you also have to track CSAT lift and its correlation to renewal rates. That 6 to 10% lift comes directly from preventing that silent churn we talked about. It shows that excellence in support is fundamentally a sales driver.
That makes perfect sense.
Oh,
You're reducing the leakage in the retention bucket. Okay, moving on. The report calls for making self-service the default path. But, I mean, let's be honest. We've all been there, clicking through a terrible, outdated knowledge base that makes you want to just give up. How do we ensure customers actually use these modern resources?
you hit on the central challenge. Self-service failure is often a design failure, not a technology failure. For it to be effective, you need three things. First, the structure has to be easily searchable and personalized. That means moving beyond long text documents to short, quick how-to guides and, quick videos.
And the second must be the AI-powered search itself.
It is AI-powered search that understands intent, not just keywords. And the third requirement is maybe the most challenging: robust, real-time feedback loops.
Right, so it's constantly learning.
Constantly. You have to monitor search gaps. What are people looking for that they aren't finding? You take the failed bot intents where the chat bot couldn't resolve the query, and you immediately turn those into new articles or updates. It's a continuous evolution.
Which brings us back to the bot. It has to be smart enough to know when to give up, essentially, when to escalate.
Its intelligence isn't measured by how many tickets it resolves, but by how skillfully it handles failure. Its true value is its ability to recognize complexity or emotional distress and then pass full context seamlessly to a human agent.
So the human should never have to ask, so what have you tried so far?
Never.
Here's where it gets really interesting for me. Omnichannel consistency. The data here it's jarring. 71% of consumers expect their contacts to carry across every channel, chat, phone, email. But only 29% actually get that. That is a gigantic gap.
That gap is the direct result of architectural debt. Most companies have siloed systems. One tool for chat, another for phone, a third for history. The solution isn't add more channels, it's unifying the data layer. You need a single, unified record that follows every single interaction.
So when a customer escalates, the agent screen immediately tells them, this customer attempted self-service, expressed frustration, and is trying to change their shipping address.
Exactly. Preserving that full context is non-negotiable. It drastically reduces resolution time, but more importantly, it eliminates those frustrating repeat explanations. That moment when the customer realizes they have to start over, that's where trust dies.
And one detail in this section was genuinely surprising. You noted that 71% of Gen Z still reach out via a live phone call.
It's the counterintuitive truth, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Synchronous channels, like the phone, are still critical. Because when a problem is high stakes or emotionally urgent, people want that instant confirmation from a human voice. You cannot neglect phone capacity. The strategy has to be: automate the easy stuff so your human agents are available, trained, and ready for those complex, high-stakes calls.
Use AI to free up the human resource for maximum impact.
I like that.
Okay, we've covered speed and efficiency. Now let's pivot to the final, essential element: trust and personalization. How do you scale personalization without, feeling intrusive or losing that crucial human warmth?
It requires intelligent data use, but with strict guardrails. The data is clear. 76% of customers expect tailored interactions. And when they get them, loyalty strengthens. This means using behavior history, not just static profile data, to shape timely recommendations or provide proactive help.
So if I just looked at the pricing page 3 times and then opened a chat.
The agent shouldn't ask what you're calling about. They should immediately offer the appropriate pricing guide. That's personalization that feels helpful, not creepy. But this requires smart escalation triggers. You have to define what constitutes a high-stakes issue. Since about 90% of customers prefer a human for complex problems, finance, legal, anything like that, the system needs to flag those signals instantly.
When the agent takes over, they need more than just a name.
They need that at-a-glance insight view. The issue summary, sentiment score, customer value. This lets them bypass the admin and jump straight to calming anxiety and solving the problem.
This discussion of personalized data naturally leads to trust and governance. The article argues that strong data governance and privacy are no longer just compliance hoops. They're a competitive advantage.
That's absolutely right. We have a significant trust gap right now. The data shows 70% of consumers will actively avoid companies they see as weak on security. If you're weak on privacy, you are actively losing customers.
So what does a business need to do? What is privacy by design in an operational sense?
It's an architectural commitment. It means implementing clear, granular consent flows where the customer can easily manage their preferences. You make encryption and rigorous access controls the default standard.
Transparency feels key here. I want to know my data is being used to make my experience better.
Exactly. Transparency is what builds loyalty. Telling users explicitly what information you collect and how it tangibly improves their resolution speed. That turns privacy protection into a relationship-building tool.
And finally, the human element. The report notes that 93% of CX leaders view these AI co-pilots as onboarding accelerators.
They are. They drastically speed up the time it takes a new agent to become effective. They provide instant access to institutional knowledge, suggest best practices, and just automate the mundane parts of the job. It's about empowering your agents.
So what does this all mean for you, the listener? We've outlined the massive stakes, the power of these tools. How do we take this strategic analysis and turn it into immediate action?
You need a phased, actionable roadmap. You don't overhaul your entire system overnight. The source material provides a clear 90-day trajectory focused on quick wins.
Can you detail those phases for us? Why is the sequencing so important?
The first 30 days are about quick wins and context unification. You start here because you need immediate ROI. You deploy AI for your highest volume intents, the easy stuff, and refresh your top knowledge articles. And crucially, you must unify context across your channels immediately.
Why unify context in the first 30 days?
Because if your agents and bots don't see the same customer history from day one, you're just creating more friction. Context unification is the platform stability that enables every other step.
Okay. What about the next 30 to 60 days? Building momentum.
This is where you pilot more advanced capabilities. For example, pilot voice AI in just one queue. Measure the containment rate meticulously before you scale it. You automate QA to surface coaching opportunities faster. And this is the time to expand that personalized, proactive outreach, reaching out before the customer even knows they have a problem.
And finally, the long-term readiness check, the foundation.
Exactly. This is the platform checklist. Ensure your architecture has unified data layers, strong security controls, deep analytics, and crucially, API extensibility. You have to be able to integrate new technologies as they emerge.
That is a phenomenal, practical roadmap. Our final thought for you to carry forward is this. Remember, the human element is not being replaced, it's being elevated. Support agents using these AI tools report feeling 20% more empowered. The goal is to intelligently combine those powerful tools with genuine human coaching to protect trust and ensure every single interaction is a retention driver. Thank you for tuning in to this deep dive.
We hope these insights help you immediately convert your customer service operations into a measurable strategic advantage.
Thank you for tuning in to the SmartKeys podcast. The full article, Customer Service Trends 2026, AI, Self-Service, and Empathy, including that comprehensive 90-day roadmap and all the data points we discussed today, is linked directly in the show notes. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss our next deep dive.